Getting ready. Right here, okay, and there we go, and welcome. So, hi, Periscope and Meerkat people. My name's David Vaughn. I am the Entrepreneur's Geek. We're going to turn that music down, and we're going to jump right into welcoming everyone on Periscope. You are actually on my iPhone at the moment, and everybody on Meerkat, you are watching me from my iPad at this moment. And so I appreciate everybody being here. If you would, please, while you're in here, let me know where you're either Meerkasting from, and let me know where you're watching or where you're Periscoping from. I'd love to know so I can welcome you. If this is your first time and you've not been following me before, please make sure that you take a second to follow me. All you have to do when there is on Periscope, swipe over to the right, tap my name, or you can, if you're on Android, swipe up from the bottom and tap my name and click follow. On Meerkat, I'm sure all of you are very familiar. No, I won't do that to you. So up at the top right-hand corner, it should show you the ability to follow me in this scope. Please make sure if you are an entrepreneur or a small business owner or interested just to know why Meerkat would be better for a business or brand than Periscope, please share, because I want to make sure that this gets shared out to everybody that's possible and that anybody can participate. So with that being said, I'm going to say hello. How are you? Thanks a lot for showing up. So everyone that's watching on Periscope, where are you Periscoping from? Thanks for joining. Let's make sure that that's not too loud. I am going to turn that on. And if we can do just a little bit of audio check, if you want to sit there while you're watching, if you would just check in with me real quick and say, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, I can see you. Everybody on Periscope, I'm going to be I'm going to be demonstrating a couple of things on Meerkat. So with that being said, I'll be flipping the camera around, but a lot of this I'm just going to be talking about because I'm actually in the Meerkat session right now. So it's kind of hard to show you some of the things, but I can talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the top reasons that Meerkat is actually better for your business or brand as a live casting solution than Periscope is because everybody, entrepreneurs, small business owners, we're all busy. We all do lots and lots of tasks every single day, and while we're doing those tasks every single day, we don't really have a lot of time for things, but it's also better for us when we have things planned out so that we know how our day is going to be going. And while our day is going, if we've got a schedule, it helps us adhere to that schedule when we're able to schedule things up. So there's the first item on the list. Now, with Periscope, you don't have the ability to schedule a live scope, a live stream. So what do you do in those instances? Well, so you can do what I did earlier, which is you can do a real quick Periscope session. You can sit there and do an announcement and put that in your title and say what you are announcing that's coming up. But on Meerkat, you actually have the ability to schedule the stream. So you can either do a live stream or you can schedule the stream, you can set the time. And how that's beneficial to you as an entrepreneur or small business owner is not only so that you've got it scheduled, it's down, but it's there, and it's, if your followers are following and you're listed in their stream of who they're following, then they can scroll down and see what scheduled items are coming up. But they can also, if they're not following you and if they're just looking through the global list of what's available or what's coming up, they can see that there. And they can subscribe to it. And so what they do is when they're subscribing to it, they're subscribing to the stream, they can get notified, and so it helps pop it up. And on Periscope, that just doesn't happen. So it's either they happen to be around right at that right time, or they may miss it, and then they have to catch the replay. And the replays are great, but you can't do comments in the replays. Okay, so that's going to trip over into another segment of how Meerkat has kind of stepped up the game a little bit for businesses and brands with using live casting instead of where Periscope's kind of falling behind. And that's the fact that Meerkat is not excluding the viewers that you have from depending on the platform that they're watching. So both Periscope and Meerkat do provide the ability to watch this live stream from the web or from the mobile app on a device. Both are now on iOS and Android. Periscope is only, at least on iOS, is only for the actual iPhone. It's an iPhone app. You can put it on your iPad, but it's the blown up version of the iPhone app. So it looks a little disjointed, whereas Meerkat, it has an iPad app, a tablet app, as well as a phone app. So they're a little bit further ahead on that. But on the live streaming, watching it from the web, with Meerkat, they can log in and they can comment. They can retweet it or share it, however you want to say that, so they can engage and interact a little bit better. And sometimes it's just not, hold on one second, got a little bit of an interruption. Yes. Sorry about that. But hey, that's live, right? So that's what happens when we're live, is sometimes when you're live, people are going to sit there and you're going to have little interruptions, and that's okay. But getting back to being able to engage and interact with your community, no matter where they're choosing to watch from, because sometimes, honestly, if they're sitting at work or if they're at their desk and it's just not feasible for them to be watching from their phone on a little tiny screen, but they'd rather have it running in the background on their computer, they can do that with Meerkat and engage and interact with you. And you can't do that with Periscope. All you can do is see the comments. You can see the likes, the hearts that go by. So, and no, there are not hearts on Meerkat. There's other ways for you to show that you like a particular. Let me get rid of that. There's other ways that you can show that you like a particular stream that you're watching, or engage that person and give that type of stuff. But there's no hearts. But honestly, when it comes to a business or brand, hearts really don't mean a whole lot, okay? It's kind of like likes on a YouTube video, or likes on a post on Facebook, or favoriting a tweet on Twitter. It's nice, it's comforting, it's like a warm, fuzzy hug, but in the end, for your business or brand, does it help with you building a longer relationship with those individuals? No, it doesn't. What you want to do is you want to be able to work with those people who can get them on your list, or make sure that they have a way for you to be able to find out more what they like. So anyway, that's getting off the topic. Let's get back into Meerkat and how it's better for your business. So I'm going to go back to the scheduling of streams, because this is a really neat thing that Meerkat's done in the beginning. It worked really wonky and horrible kind of in the beginning at first, but people found out ways to find the dimensions that work. On Meerkat, when you're scheduling a stream, you can have a banner. You can pre-make a banner. So you can do like a template through Photoshop or Illustrator, or something as simple and free as PicMonkey or Canva, and you can pimp it out. So you can really maximize that space. And so if you were looking at the banner image that I had for Meerkat, and I showed it in the Periscope stream, depending on where you saw to join this session, you'll see in there that I've got what the name of this particular episode is. I've got a little tagline in there. I've got that you can subscribe, and I've got a call to action kind of arrow pointing what to do, where to go. I've got that you can tweet with me, and I've got my Twitter name on there. You can do all sorts of things. Now, the real estate for it, you got to make sure that you're putting stuff in the right place and that it's going to show up. And it's not a huge amount of real estate, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's a lot more than you have with Periscope. So it can give a lot more information. Plus, it's visual. So if you look at some of the banner images that are out there, One of the people I've been following almost since the beginning on Meerkat, and it's because I love to cook and I like cooking various different culture foods and everything, is Swedish TV, Swedish food TV, and it's these guys at this restaurant in Sweden, and their imagery is always very colorful, so it's very identifying to what they're doing, and they may update their banner image if they're talking about pastries one day. They may have a banner image of pastries. So it all is just a way to click and make a better connection and keep that connection with who you're trying to engage. So I'm going to take a real quick second. I'm going to grab a sip of drink so that I don't get too dry in the mouth. And I do want to welcome everybody that's watching. Again, my name is David Vaughn. I am the Entrepreneur's Geek, and I am doing a live cast session both on Meerkat, so you're here, and I'm doing one on Periscope. You're over here. Thank you very much for everyone that's here. My Twitter is I am David Vaughn. If you've got questions, why don't you just tweet them out to me or engage me with comments in there if you've got questions. I don't want to be just rambling on. If I'm going too fast for something and you're not able to catch up on something that I said, or you got more questions about it, please absolutely engage me. And let me know what your questions are. If there's something I'm not covering that you want me to cover, please let me know that as well. So that brings up another thing. So let's get on to comments. Comments are a great way. I mean, I love seeing the comments on both Periscope and on Meerkat. But sometimes they just go by so fast, especially I'm sure you've been in sessions where there's been lots and lots and lots of other people and everybody's commenting and they're just flying by, and it's impossible as the host of your session sometimes for you to catch everything. With Periscope, they really seem to go by really fast, they fade out, and if you're not watching and pay attention, it's hard to catch them. With Meerkat, and that was with Periscope. With Meerkat, they have the ability, when they're commenting, to comment it as a tweet. And so it will show up in your Twitter feed, and you'll get a notification for it. And a lot of times we're sitting near another device, and so we could have Twitter open. And the update is so quick with Twitter that you'll see it, and it's easier for you to engage with it. But it's more than that. It's taking the conversation to a whole different platform as well. So it's kind of giving you more exposure at the same time. And what that does is it helps the conversation so it doesn't have to stop now. Because I've had a lot of people, like I've done sessions where I've been driving down the road and people have asked, what type of holder do I have holding my phone up? And I couldn't remember what the name of it was or what the link was, and I want to get that information to them. So, and especially in Periscope when I'm doing that, I've said, hey, tweet to me that you're interested in that, and I'll be glad to respond with the link. Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But when they don't, then that conversation dies. Okay, and I don't want it, but we get busy sometimes when it's disconnected and I have to go and do something else and do something else. It's just not helpful, especially if I'm watching from a mobile device. It's not like I can leave the session, go and tweet, and then come back in the session and I may have missed something. It's a lot of different stuff. So on Meerkat, when the fact that people can opt to have their comments go out as tweets to you as well, then you can continue the conversation. If it's something that you need to research later on, it's something that you're able to do at that time. So right now we've been running for almost 16 minutes, and I don't want to keep this session too long. That's one of my things that I do point out to people. North Carolina, yeah, welcome. So that's one thing that I do point out is that when you're doing your streaming sessions, you kind of want to average your sessions to about 10 minutes or less. When you start doing longer sessions, a lot of times you'll lose people, the engagement will go away, and when the engagement goes away, that's not really particularly helpful to you. And so, sometimes these are just, it's not meant for an hour-long series a lot of times. So you want to keep your sessions a little short. This one, honestly, probably is going to be between 20 and 30 minutes. So we're at 17 minutes now, so we're a little over halfway there. Okay, so let's talk more about Meerkat and why it's better for your business or brand. So let's why don't I recap real quick? So we talked about being able to schedule a stream. When you schedule the stream, you can actually customize, kind of pimp it out a little bit better. So when you pimp it out, you can make it more visual, make it more connecting, and people can understand a little bit better. And that's really what you want to do with everything in I guess advertising of your business or your message. You want people to know who you are, what it is that you do, and most importantly, what it is that it's going to do for them. So being able to pimp out an image, a banner image for your scheduled streams on Meerkat really helps bring that across. So people can identify with it very, very quick. And the other thing is that, we're a very visual, a lot of times we're a very visual in society. And so I may be strolling through. Thank you for following me. I am actually a sidepreneur, so I am employed, and I do have a job. I work for a telecommunications company. I help do the marketing for them. They're a wholesale telecommunications company, and then I'm building up my own entrepreneur geekness brand and business, and that's going to be growing a lot faster in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that type of stuff. And thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. I just had somebody on Periscope comment that they're visual. And so what I was getting at is that a lot of times I'll just be scrolling through and I really won't pay attention and read what the title is or what anything says. But if something catches my eye, I stop. And that's, why visual, why pictures, why video, YouTube and Vimeo and all that stuff is becoming better and better and better for your brand. Is because, we are a very visual society. So, all right, so we capped on that. We capped on the way the commenting system works and works better, in my opinion, these are my opinions, and I do approve this message. But the commenting system, we capped up on the fact that the comments with Meerkat, the people have the ability to have them go out as tweets, and when they go out as tweets, the conversation doesn't have to stop just because the session stops. They can continue to go and go and go. Let's get a shout out for Bazinga behind me. So let's get some hearts for Sheldon on Periscope. And you know what? If you're watching me live on Meerkat and you're enjoying what you're getting and you think others would benefit out of it, please share the session. If you're not following me on either, please do follow. So, all right, so we did the visual, the scheduling, the streams. We talked about the commenting system, and then we talked about, we really capped on those things. And there's a lot of other things that I'm not really going to cover in this session, so I'll probably, more than likely, I'm definitely going to do a different session and kind of a 2.0, so continue on with this talk. Okay, so with your business and your brand, let's talk about some things that are very unique to Meerkat that Periscope doesn't have. One thing with Meerkat is that at the end of my sessions, before I get to that, so with Meerkat, you can connect it directly with Facebook. You can have your posts go out directly to Instagram. They've tied it in to where you can share it to Instagram, to Tumblr. I don't really know why Tumblr's there a lot. I'm not huge into Tumblr, but a lot of people are. And you can also have it tweeted out. But the interesting thing with Facebook is it is tied to my Facebook fan page. So it actually shows up as a post there. So people that are on my that like my fan page will get that notice sometimes. Thank you, Facebook, for reducing the organic growth and the organic reach of posts. But sometimes it will show up in their feeds. But you can always sit there and do various different things like boost the post or share the post to certain areas or anything of that nature. But it's an automatic thing. I don't have to sit there and do it, and that's all because of scheduling a stream. I want to talk one thing about scheduling streams, whether you're scheduling something and using the very clunky hybrid way with Periscope or you're using the great way that Meerkat has. You want to schedule streams, whether they're scope sessions or Meerkat sessions, you want to do like a minimum of 6 hours out. And the reason that you want to do that is you want to give enough people enough time, one, for it to get out there and enough people to go scrolling through. But you want to give people the ability to be able to sit there and look far enough out. If you schedule something, and it's not that you can't schedule it for an hour from now, or 30 minutes from now, or 2 hours from now, it's just that, like I said, our times are busy. We're busy. And when we're busy, sometimes things just, we can't make it. So, okay, so let's talk about the unique things that Meerkat has that I really like. So one of the things that Meerkat has is that I can customize the end of my stream, and if you're watching from Meerkat, you'll see it, to where it's a custom message, and it's a link. It's a clickable link. And so, like, I've got on there, follow me on YouTube, and it clicks and it'll go to a YouTube. That's something very unique you can't do with Periscope. They don't offer that type of stuff. Something new that Meerkat just came out with that I know a ton of people on Periscope are looking for is you can actually edit your complete profile. So not only can you edit your picture, not only can you edit your name, not only can you edit your bio, but now you can actually edit your username. So if you've changed your username on Twitter, like I did in the very, very beginning, before I realized what I was doing, because I just wasn't happy with what I had, and I wanted something that pointed a little bit more towards uniquely me, I couldn't do it on either platform. Now, I reached out to Meerkat. Meerkat worked with me and said, well, yeah, we can do it. It's going to cause a couple of hiccups in these areas. And I was like, well, that's fine. Periscope? Nah, nothing. So my Periscope handle, which is still tied to my Twitter account, but it's not my handle that I have on Twitter any longer. So it gets a little confusing sometimes if somebody just wants to go and look for that particular session. So let's see, I covered that. I covered the unique way that you can end the session. There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to get into. And like I say, should you abandon one platform for another platform? Here's what I would do if you were a business or brand and you're looking to really boost this up and you're looking for different items, like if you're going to do regular type shows, or if you want as much assistance in helping to build your brand on these particular platforms, Meerkat's going to be better because it offers a lot more seamless integration, a lot more customization that can just work, and you don't have to do extra steps afterwards. And that just helps entrepreneurs because, again, we don't have the time. We're constantly running behind. So the fact I can schedule the stream ahead of time when I need to, that beats out Periscope. The fact that I can customize the end, the fact I can do the banners, the fact of the commenting system, and all these different things, it just really, really helps out. So I've got 5 minutes left that I want to do on this particular session. It's not that I will really end it if comments and everything start flowing through and people have questions, but I am going to stop right now what I'm talking about and kind of open this area right now for comments, questions, anything that you want to know. And it doesn't just have to be about this. If you want to talk about something completely different, that's fine. What I am going to do is I'm going to flip around. So here's my iPhone. There you go. You can see me. Now, Periscope, one of the things, if you've been on Meerkat before, is that up here is my information. And you can see my name. It shows you the total number of people in your session and how many you have in your session now. Now, this 4, I'm assuming, is representing the web. Which I actually promoted when I was promoting this out, that people did not have to have the app because they were able to engage and do everything that they need to do from the web. And I didn't want people feeling, when I was promoting this to a lot of Periscope people, I didn't want them feeling that they were going to have to enable or download and install another app and then figure out how to do it and all this other stuff. Being able just to watch from the web, that makes it that much easier. And that's what you want with your business or brand, is you're doing these new types of things. This is a very new infant system for engagement, but it's really popular. And what you don't want to do is create extra barriers with your audience, with your potential prospects, by making them have to do something else. So that was something that I knew people would be able to easily do. They can easily click the link, they can open the link, they can watch it from the web. The comment system's down here, okay, and it does scroll up, but look, this comment actually came in a little while ago. One, it alerted me to this person following me, but the other thing is that comment's still there. That's hugely different than Periscope. We all know Periscope, the comments go by and they just fade out. So that's one helpful thing. And then you've got the ability on this end over here. These buttons are personal to me because I'm hosting the session. But you'll have a home button that you could leave it. You've got a session. You can retweet it, and you can comment over here. And when you comment, what I was talking about, see right up here, because it's blue, it says you can tweet this comment. And I can comment to myself if I want, but I don't need to do that. And then up here is the actual title of the episode or the session that's on there. All right. So how did I do? Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any comments? Does anybody, did I introduce anything new to anybody that they didn't realize before? Am I completely off my rocker? Oh, see, that's what happens when you have too much stuff on your table. Let me take that down. Stuff starts to fall. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, you know what? We're coming up on the magical half-hour mark. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, my name is David Vaughn. I am the Entrepreneur's Geek. If I have touched your life in a magical way, I appreciate you showing up. And what I would love for you to do is make sure to follow me if you would like more information like this. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. The replay will be up on Periscope for quite a while, and I'm going to download it and customize it and put it up on YouTube. Meerkat, same thing. The replay will, should be available for people to be able to watch. And if there is anything else that I can provide to you in any way, please let me know. If there's something else that you would like to know about, please tweet it to me. My Twitter is @IamDavidVaughn, and it crashed. Oh no. Did Periscope crash? Yeah, my Periscope crashes a lot too. Of course, that's not saying anything. I've had my Meerkat crash as well, so I'm sorry that it crashed. The replay will be up though. Make sure you catch out the replay and keep an eye out for other sessions. And if you're not following me on Meerkat, and Meerkat is showing some interest to you, I am @IamDavidVaughn on Meerkat. And I look forward to everybody being here, and that's it. So thanks a lot. Bye.